Thank you. What about a shield? Jump once if you got a shield. Jump twice if you don't. Alright. Next, we'll get this. Jesus Christ. Let's continue to get more.
All right, I'm good. So, what's going on, YouTubers? My name is Robert Serrano Jr., natural born, and welcome everyone to this WWE SmackDown and 205 Live review. This was the go home. Well, actually, not the go home show. This was the SmackDown after Mania, and what comes to the aftermath of WrestleMania, what comes to the 205 Live, and we'll get to all that. Basically, like I said, for my Raw review, this could be all one of these late, late or long overdue reviews. Should have been done last week, but unfortunately, I never had the chance to. But I'm here right now to make sure to get through all that. I just got one out of the way when it comes to Raw. Now they get 205 first SmackDown and then 205 Live out of the way in this right here, this exact same video. And then after that, I'll do the NXT review. So, with that being said, let's get right to it. Let's get to what happened on SmackDown. When it comes to the SmackDown at the Mania results from April 10th, 2018. They were in New Orleans, Louisiana. And you have Corey Graves, Tom Phillips, and Byron Saxton on commentary. So let's get right to it, shall we? So the show opened up with Shane McMahon, the SmackDown commissioner, coming out to cut a promo. Basically talks about how that he and Daniel Bryan made sure that Kevin Owens did not, Kevin Owens and Sami did not win against them at WrestleMania. Where it comes to them, if they would have won, then they would have been on SmackDown reinstated. But luckily, they ended up being Owens and Zayn at WrestleMania, so that now they remain fired from SmackDown, never to come back to SmackDown ever again. So Shane McMahon talks about Daniel Bryan with him being back in wrestling. What comes to him, what comes also with the situation of him being the SmackDown general manager. So Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan had an agreement that Daniel Bryan will be back in the ring full time as a WWE superstar wrestler, whatever you want to say. But we need a new SmackDown general manager, and that new SmackDown general manager replacing Daniel Bryan happens to be none other than Paige. So Paige comes out to be the new SmackDown general manager, and basically Paige talks about how it's an honor of her being the new SmackDown general manager, and also she says she's back. And yeah, basically she talks about how this whole thing happened after the speech that she did on Raw, which was last week, by the way. That Paige was confronted by Shane McMahon, even though Shane McMahon is supposed to be on SmackDown, and he's a SmackDown commissioner, and he ends up being on Raw backstage. Makes no sense there again. But what else is new with WWE? Nothing makes sense in WWE. But Paige, that's when Paige got the offer from Shane McMahon that Paige is going to be the general manager of SmackDown. So, that being said, Paige decided to do the first ruling of being the SmackDown general manager to make a match for Daniel Bryan. And
oh shit! I had to fight Bill the.
So Paige is saying Daniel Bryan will face, and the crowds are basically just waiting for the crowd's reactions, and they all chanted Rusev Day. So they all want to see Daniel Bryan versus Rusev, but instead, Paige ignored that, and Paige is like, Daniel Bryan against, he will face, and then all of a sudden we start hearing AJ Styles chant. which I believe it was piped in chants. Just just to start off the AJ Styles chant to keep going. And there's a reason why, folks, because after finding out about what happened on that night last week, WWE, after the clip on you of that segment, that page was talking about who's your Daniel Bryan face, they edited out, muted the Rusev Day chants. Once again, not giving us what we want, not giving Rusev what he deserves too. So, Paige decided to make the match between Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles because the crowd was chanting for AJ Styles after Rusev Day, but we're gonna ignore that, right? But yeah, we get instead of Rusev, because Rusev already have a match anyways. We'll get to that later. But still, fans wanted to see Rusev versus Daniel Bryan, But it is what it is with WWE. But hold on a second, I thought someone was on me. So, anyways, yeah. So we get AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan for the SmackDown. Sorry, someone's distracting me. Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles for the main event of SmackDown, and we'll get to that later. And there you go. Then we get to the Usos versus the New Day, and you gotta believe what WWE just did here on SmackDown when it comes to Usos versus New Day, because with the whole thing with the Bludgeon Brothers being the new tag team champions on because of SmackDown at WrestleMania, WWE decided to have a tag team match between the Usos and New Day, and whoever wins between these two will face the Bludgeon Brothers, I meant to say, for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. And I see myself, the Usos could just easily just invoke their rematch clause. I mean, you just had Miz on Raw invoking his rematch against Seth Rollins for the Intercontinental Championship title. That's gonna happen at Saudi Arabia. What was Saudi Arabia? No, I mean Backlash, I meant to say. My apologies. So why don't the Usos could just invoke the rematch clause against the Bludgeon Brothers instead of just having a match? So sure enough, they had a match. It was alright. The match was alright. It was pretty good. Basically, yeah, Kofi Kingston at ringside while Xavier Woods and Big E were wrestling. But then the Usos actually win the match though, and I see myself, but wait a minute. Then they need to win because they could have just invoked the rematch clause. They have a rematch clause in their contract to invoke the rematch clause to go after the tag team titles. Why they have to be in the match to get opportunity of the title shot when they could just invoke the rematch against the Bludgeon Brothers? This makes no sense. But sure enough, this is SmackDown we're talking about here. And we all know who the head writer of SmackDown is. Oh, you didn't know? Yeah, it's Rodo Jesse James, who sucks as a head writer of SmackDown. And we'll get to more of his stupidity later on, too. So yeah, it's going to be the Usos versus the Bludgeon Brothers. Again, they could just invoke the rematch clause. So whatever. TN, what's going on? Rusev is back in the casket match. Yeah, I know that already. So next we get to Naomi. Backstage, basically, she's looking at her trophy or something like that. I don't remember what. And she was confirmed by Natalya. And then Natalya's like, you're the last person that the people want to win that trophy in that women's battle royal for WrestleMania. And I see myself, who cares? And this made a match. This ended up having a match because of that. So yeah, it was trash. Renee Young, she interviews Shinsuke Nakamura, the king of strong style. And also heel Nakamura, by the way, which I'm against. So I'm wondering what Nakamura's excuse is of why he turned on Shinsuke Nakamura. So Renee Young is asking Shinsuke about why would you tarnish your dream match? And I see myself tarnish the dream match. It was a clean win by AJ Styles pinning Nakamura. How was that dream match tarnished? Oh, she mean add to the match. I'm sorry, Renee Young, you're a dumbass. How the hell are you gonna say that Nakamura tarnished a dream match when the match was already over during that time? And I know what she's referencing too, by the way, when it comes to Nakamura blowing AJ Styles after the match. I guess that's her way to say that that dream match was tarnished because of that, right? Stupid. So anyways. Holy shit. I just had a flashback of something. Anyways, moving on. So Nakamura, he says that he got too emotional, and he is very sorry of what he did to AJ. Renee Young said, I was like, well, that wasn't enough of an answer. Why she did that to Nakamura, why Nakamura did that to Styles. And then Nakamura replies by saying to her by saying, "I'm sorry, I don't speak English." I thought that was funny. That was funny. But yeah, we're moving on. Next we get to Charlotte Flair. She cuts a promo about being Asuka, and her legacy is we'll remember of her being Asuka, the undefeated Asuka at WrestleMania and everything, and saying that she was ready for Asuka and all that, and she's still SmackDown Women's Champion. And then she gets interrupted by the Iconics. They're not called the Iconic Duo anymore. They're called the Iconics from NXT coming to the main roster of SmackDown. Peyton Royce and Billie Kay, the Iconics. And by the way, they added 2 eyes, and I mean not 2 well there are 2 eyes in Iconic, but they added another eye to make it 3 eyes into the name other faction names, tag team names, what we want to say. But yeah, but they come and they talk about that they're here on SmackDown. And they talk about how the match between Charlotte Flair and Asuka was a good match. Okay, whatever. It was like, but it wasn't iconic. And basically, they get in the ring to confront Charlotte Flair. They look like they're going to attack her, but then Charlotte Flair made sure she attacked them before they did attack her. Then the Iconics beat down on Charlotte Flair from inside the ring to outside the ring, and then back into the ring. And as it's going on, I see myself, wait a minute, where's securities? Where's the referees? Why are they not breaking this up? So sure enough, after the beatdown was over, the Icons was ready to leave, and then the unthinkable happened. Well, people saw it coming. Carmella comes out. She goes running down the ring. She grabs Mike Kyoto, who's going to leave. But I say, Mr. Wait a minute. I'm watching this too. I'm saying, Mr. Wait a minute. These referees are leaving. Charlotte Flair in the middle of the ring after she got beat up. What the fuck is going on? Raw Dog, you suck. So Mike Kyoto has been brought in the ring by Carmella. She wants to cash in. And Mike Kyoto's like, are you sure? 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 He sounded like a broken record saying that. Are you sure? Are you sure? Of course she's fucking sure. So sure enough, the cash in happens. It's official. So Carmella goes for to kick Charlotte Flair. Look like she didn't connect with it. She looked like she hit her hair. She gets a 3 count in the win over Charlotte Flair, and now Carmella is the new SmackDown Women's Champion. Are you fucking kidding me? You mean to tell me Carmella, who's holding on to that briefcase for 200 and something days, and losing her matches during those times, all of her matches. And she may have won a few, but still, she lost all of her fucking matches. You're telling me that she can beat Charlotte Flair to be the SmackDown Women's Champion? But then you got Asuka, who won every match that she's ever won from NXT to Raw. And then she gets to WrestleMania and she fucking loses. The undefeated Asuka loses to Charlotte Flair, but Carmella beats Charlotte Flair. That was some fucking bullshit. So yeah, what a way to shit on Asuka's undefeated streak. And then make matters worse. Charlotte Flair, after losing the belt, Carmella is rubbing in her face about, yeah, I'm the champion now, I beat you and everything. And then Charlotte Flair smiles. She's and you know how I take from that when her smiling? I take from her with her smiling, saying, "Hey, I used to beat Charlotte Flair. I mean Charlotte Flair. Excuse me, not Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair is smiling, yeah, like she's laughing, like, well, I used to beat Asuka. You don't beat Asuka. Fuck you." That was fucking terrible.
By the way, you know the anime with the guy that looks like Action Future? J-Stars, when we kept saying that guy with the big hair, say Action Future.
So that was about it. That was I think that was hour number 1. That was over. So Tournament Wrestling for number 1. 2 matches. That also involved the cat. Well, actually, one match. One match. Happened hour number 1. This show, folks. I'll let you know how I felt about the show afterwards. But Yeah, well, there's only one match on the show though. 1 hour. Um, I mean, in the 1 hour slot, one match happened. That's what I meant to say. We move on to an hour. By the way, hour number two did happen with the Holy Charlotte Flair coming out there talking and then getting her ass kicked and then Carmella cashing in. Uh, that will be added. That match, even though it was short because of the cash in, the short taking the shortcut cash in type of deal. That ended up being the match anyways. But anyways, hour number two, we get Jinder Mahal, the United States champion, at ringside with Samuel Singh, watching this match between Bobby Roode versus Randy Orton versus Rusev, being covered by in English. And the winner of the Triple Threat match gets an opportunity against Jinder Mahal for United States Championship. And again, Randy Orton, former United States champion from WrestleMania, when Mahal beat Rusev. Why can't Orton just invoke his rematch clause? Again, Road Dogg, you fucking suck as a fucking head writer of SmackDown. You can't write a good storyline for shit. It's fucking horrible. But the match happens. Match wasn't anything special, other than Rusev gains Day chance. And then sure enough, Randy Orton goes on an RKO on Rude. 1, 2, 3. Orton wins. And again, why did Orton even be in this match anyways? When he could just just invoke his rematch clause against Jinder Mahal. Makes no fucking sense. And again, WWE is once again shitting on Rusev. Dust. A little dust. Anyways, moving on. Yeah, Road Dogg fucking sucks, man. But Renee Young interviews AJ Styles. AJ Styles didn't want to hear about Nakamura apologies, whatever. He's gonna take care of him some other time, but for now he's got to worry about his match against Daniel Bryan, and now let's get to that. So Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles. The only thing besides Shinsuke Nakamura was good about this show, and I guess also with Paige, because this show, as I'm watching this entire show, you guys should know from me doing the live reactions of SmackDown last week when it comes to the SmackDown at the Mania thing, I was fucking bored. I'm lucky enough I didn't fall fucking asleep during that live review. I mean that live reactions. It was till we got to the AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan match. It's the was I was like, oh my god, I'm wide awake. I'm like, wow, this show really does fucking sucks with Road Dogg being the head writer of SmackDown. So yeah, they were having a good match, but then it got ruined by Shinsuke Nakamura. He comes out of nowhere, and now they treat him like he's a coward heel who attacks people from behind, blindsides them, sneak attacks. So he goes for construction on Daniel Bryan, causing a DQ for Daniel Bryan to win. Then he goes after AJ Styles to give him a low blow, and Nakamura goes for a Kinshasa. Then goes for another low blow, and the show ends with Nakamura smiling and looking like a heel Nakamura going for a low blow. And shout out to Mr. Rick and Jay who called Nakamura low blow Nakamura, because that's the best thing that WWE's got for Shinsuke being the heel. Low blows. I fucking hate this heel turn of Nakamura. Fucking hate it. Like I said before, I hate when they first did it, and I still to this day fucking hate it. And I'll talk more about that when I do the SmackDown and 205 Live review for tomorrow as well. That happened for this week. But as right now, I got finished on the last week's one for today. So yeah, there you go. So as far as SmackDown was, folks, let's get to Tournament Wrestling. So Tournament Wrestling for hour number 2, 3 matches. Oh, I'm sorry, folks. I forgot to talk about this one match. I'm sorry. About Natalya and Naomi. So apparently, hour number 1, it was 2 matches. I forgot to talk about this, but at the same time, why I try to talk about this, because this was irrelevant, because this match just came out of nowhere, where Natalya was talking about you should not win a trophy and all that. I was like, oh yeah, well, let's fight in the ring, blah 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 blah. Garbage, and Naomi wins. Who cares? So yeah, Tournament Wrestling for hour number 1, I meant to say was 2 matches, but Tournament Wrestling for hour number 2, 3 matches. Tournament Wrestling overall for SmackDown, 5. My overall story for the show, I'm gonna give this so Daniel Bryan and Shinsuke and also AJ Styles. But the rest of the show was fucking god awful. Excuse me, god awful. Complete fucking garbage. Yeah, thank you, Raw Dog. Thank you very much. You're a genius when it comes to you being the head writer of SmackDown. You couldn't even keep me interested of the whole 2 hours until the very end. Now, maybe get to 205 Live. What comes to yeah, and I can calm down now, folks. And that is WWE 205 Live, or what comes to from the aftermath of WrestleMania, when it comes to Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali, from their pre-show WrestleMania event for the Cruiserweight Championship tournament that finally ended. Yeah, well, let's get to it. So make it to that result first. It's easy. It'll be easy for me to get to it. Hmm. I thought that was it. Just came on 1 minute, folks. Okay. All right. Making sure it's all good here before I move on. Is it good? Is it good? And it's good. All right, let's get to it. So, 205 Live results from April 10th, 2018. After SmackDown was over, it was live on the WWE Network. And you have Vic Joseph on commentary. And Vic Joseph announced that Nigel McGuinness was not there due to an assignment that WWE came up with for him not to be there. So instead of Nigel McGuinness, we got Percy Watson from NXT. And I'm like, okay, cool, awesome. I like Percy Watson. So let's get to it now. So the show opened up with Kalisto versus Akio Tozawa. A very good match between the two. And obviously it's a ton of tensions between the two. When it comes to everything that has happened with the whole thing with the Lucha House Party against Tozawa and Hideo. So and they have a back and forth action in the match. And in the end, Kalisto wins with the Slayer del Cell. And yeah, awesome, a good match. I would prefer Akira Tozawa winning, but whatever. I'm just saying, I like Akira Tozawa more than Kalisto. Yeah, when it comes to WWE though, but still. But anyways, yeah, good match though, good match. Drew Gulak versus Mark Andrews. Before the match happened, Mark Andrews was being confronting Nice. Tony says that it should have been him wrestling against Drew Gulak, and then he told him to go kick his ass. There you go. Also before we get to the match too, Drew Gulak was gonna do his PowerPoint presentations, but he's like, but his PowerPoint presentation is gonna be shown in the ring where he takes care of Mark Andrews instead. So there you go. Because he's all about making a better 2 hour live. So the match happens. Match itself was pretty good. And then in the end, Drew Gulak gets the win over Mark Andrews with the the Gulag, which is the Dragon Sleeper, but he calls it the Gulag. And after the match, he continued to put the Gulag onto Mark Andrews, basically adding insult to injury. And then we get Tony Nese coming out to for the save, taking out Drew Gulak, and yeah, it's going to drive tensions between the two now, and we'll see how that turns out. So yeah, Tony Nese, I said before, Tony Nese looked like he's going to be end up being a babyface, and sure enough, he did. I just didn't know how fully he was going to be a babyface until until that night, for last week, and by the looks of it, he's a babyface, which is good. I want to see how he does as a babyface, and I cannot wait to see what's going to lead to after that too. All right, now before I move on, I'm trying to remember if anything else happened on the show. Oh yeah, I think there was an interview on the show with Dasha, interviewing Gentleman Jack Gallagher and D. Brian Kendrick, and talked about how they're not focusing on what Hideo Itami did to Brian Kendrick. If I remember, Brian Kendrick suffered a broken nose because of Hideo Itami with the GTS on Raw about back in December in 2017. So yeah, and they basically they moved on from it. But to me, I think they're lying. But we'll get to more of that as this week's for tomorrow's review basically. But anyways, so yeah, that was that. Yes, Lee Van Kendrick is back, and good. It was good to see him back. Now we get to Drake Maverick, who is the 205 Live general manager, to talk about how the Cruiserweight Championship tournament between Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali at WrestleMania, which was on the pre-show, how they tore their house down. It was alright. It was not anything that great, but it was good though. It was still good though, but it didn't tear their house down. I'm just saying. I mean, if you're talking about like a hotline moves impacts to say the least, yeah, you could say that. But as a phenomenal match, no, it was just a good match. Just a good match that sees my that just sees my beliefs. So we get Cedric Alexander coming out. He's talking about how he's the Cruiserweight champion, and we get "You Deserve" chant for Cedric Alexander, and he says that it's a heartfelt warming moment of being Cruiserweight champion, and he feels the same way as he's being grateful of all these fans with gratitude for this opportunity of him being Cruiserweight champion. Also, we get Mustafa Ali coming out to interrupt. He looks disappointed, and he goes up to Cedric Alexander, telling him that it was a heartfelt matches and all that. And he said, but at the end of the day, you earned it and all that. And basically, yeah, he congratulates him. I thought it was gonna be a heel turn there, which I would have preferred that be a heel turn. And he says, but he loved to have one more match against you. Yeah, Mustafa Ali again. He wants to have one more match against Cedric Alexander for the Cruiserweight Championship. So sure enough, also me here, Buddy Murphy's music playing, and also on Drake Maverick and Mustafa Ali had their attentions on the Topatron. So the Cedric Alexander, but Cedric Alexander was behind Maverick and Ali, and then also Buddy Murphy comes from behind to attack Cedric Alexander, and they'll go for his Murphy's Law, but it was botched a little bit, but then he got it anyways, hits it, and they leave the ring because Ali and Maverick were trying to go after Buddy Murphy for doing that to Cedric Alexander, for ruining the moment. And basically, a message was sent there that Buddy Murphy wants that Cruiserweight Championship title. And keep in mind, Buddy Murphy, he's been on the roll since coming to 205 Live, because having great matches and winning matches as well. And he wants that belt, and he'll do whatever it takes to he'll do he'll do to get the opportunity, even if he had to sneak attack a Cruiserweight champion to send that message. And there you go, folks. That was 205 Live. That was how the show ended. Talking about wrestling for 205 Live, the most exciting hour on television. Two matches. But my overall rating for the show, I'm gonna go 6 out of 10. It's a pretty good show. And there you go, folks. That was your WWE SmackDown Live and 205 Live review. The show from April 10th, 2018. So yeah, 205 Live was a better show. I'm just saying. Because you want to why? because it's not run by the Road Dogg Jesse James. It's not run by the Road Dogg Jesse James. Excuse me. It's run by Triple H. So yeah, fuck you, Road Dogg. And that being said, folks, I'm done. Thank you all for watching. If this is your first time watching me, my name is Robert Serrano Jr., and I am the Natural Born Thriller. Good boy gone bad. And if you don't like it, beat it, because no one wants to be defeated. Please subscribe. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. If you didn't enjoy this this video, give it a dislike, like this. The choice is yours, and yours alone. So, you all take care. I'll see you all in a few minutes for my next review. When it comes to NXT from last week, when it comes to the NXT Takeover event that took place 2 weeks ago. And there you go. Yeah, but let's tune for that one. So y'all take care. But for now, peace on the streets.